This is the Real Pod Newscast with Levon Putney with a quick check on what's going on. So here's my man to get into it.
Thanks for listening as we slug our way now through a summer week to get back to the weekend. Hey, smoked my first brisket on Saturday. A 12-pound hunk of beef goodness. Took about 12 hours, but it was worth it. My refrigerator is smelling great. Hey, down in New Orleans, speaking of good food, I saw the Essence Music Festival had a marathon Friday night of a 4th of July at the Superdome. It's where the Hollywood Reporter is saying sets ran long and Coco Jones was added to the lineup unannounced, and Lauryn Hill was the last set and closed it out around 4 in the morning. Now, she has gotten teased and criticized a lot over the years. I know I've been one of the teasers, but she's been late to a lot of shows still. Kudos to her for sticking this one out. Yeah, Hollywood Reporter posted pictures showing the stadium almost empty by that point.
My favorite stories of the day.
Well, this past Thursday morning, an American Airlines flight from Puerto Rico to Dallas had to turn around 30 minutes after takeoff and go back to San Juan. And local newspaper Primera Hora is reporting it was all because someone was being a little too nosy. The person sitting next to Nosy Rosie had just cut their vacation short to head back because a relative died. And when they sat down, apparently someone texted them RIP for, rest in peace. Well, the snooping eyes of the person sitting next to them, for whatever reason, saw that text and took it as a threat to the whole flight. So reported it, see something, say something, and the grieving person next to them ended up having to prove to airline officials that, yes, their relative did die the day before, and so, yes, they were leaving their vacation early to go be with family, and ended up getting back a couple hours later than expected, all because that nosy passenger remembered if you see something, say something, that post 9/11 slogan. Sometimes when I'm reading up on a story before I write them up like this next one, I'm thinking a person at the center of it is either high on whatever or mentally in need of help. Well, in Raleigh, North Carolina, WRAL News is reporting around 2:30 in the bright afternoon last Tuesday, a butt-naked guy was holding some wood in his hand when he ran up on another guy. Now, police say it was a wooden post he threatened to hit the guy with if he did not give up his car and everything else he had. Now, cops say the man did drop everything, not wanting to feel that wood, but he did anyway. Police say the naked guy still hit him with the post. And they say he also ran up on a woman eating lunch in her car, hit her in the arm with his wood, then pulled her out and tried to drive off with her car. But cops say this butt-naked dude did not know how to switch the car's gears to get it out of park. He was apparently used to a stick, but not to manually shift gears. So police say he ran off with his wooden post flapping in the wind, and officers say they caught him a short while later hiding in a nearby storage room. He was taken to jail, hopefully after being given clothes. Charges pending. In Brooklyn, Arkansas, a 36-year-old mom apparently feels weed is healthy for her kids, even though cops say the valid medical marijuana card holder told them she was trying to discourage weed use by letting her 2 6 and 10-year-olds smoke her vape pen, by also giving weed THC edibles to 3 of her 4 kids between 6 and 15 years old, and by smoking Mary Jane while breastfeeding her 1-year-old. That is all why KAIT TV8 is reporting a judge sentenced that mom the Wednesday before last to what adds up to 60 days in jail, fines, and 5 years probation after she was arrested for this in January. The judge also ordered she have no contact with her kids. Unintended pun there. At least until she goes to rehab, get a drug assessment, and goes to parenting classes. Yeah, KAIT is saying the kids are with a guardian for now. And we'll stick with drugs, since News 6 Orlando is reporting somebody out for a morning walk along a Walton County beach in Florida's Panhandle Sunday before last spotted a bunch of plastic-wrapped black square packages that washed up, and they all had a picture of Yosemite Sam on them. Guns a-blazing. Now, anyone who has ever seen Miami Vice or any number of movie plots with somebody finding drugs in them likely knows those drugs belong to somebody who likely has a financial interest in finding them, or whoever has them. So this beach stroller stayed clean and called police instead of hauling off the packages that turn out to be full of cocaine, 25 kilos, or about 55 pounds, the Walton County Sheriff also said is worth over $500,000. Now, the Sheriff's Department also posted a picture of the square packages on X, or Twitter, and wrote, "While enjoying our beautiful beaches, if you come across any square groupers, please give them a call." Square groupers. Yeah, they gave it a nickname. Back in a moment. But before we break, check out DJ Greg H's Jams podcast. Just dropped a new one late last week. Soca, full of Caribbean vibes.
Blazing the best hip-hop, R&B, reggae, soca.
You can get the Jams podcast mix on Amazon Music, Audible, iHeart, Apple Podcasts, and Deezer. Download the podcast for free.
It's Jams Hour Mix with Greg H.
Tired of grocery store sticker shock when you see the price of eggs? Come to J-Dub's Rooftop Market for premium eggs, straight from J-Dub's Pigeon Coop. $5 a dozen for eggs laid minutes before, fresh out the mother pigeon. It can't get more organic than that. So swing by J-Dub's Rooftop Market at the corner of Clinton Avenue and South 17th in New...
And now for the world around us.
Seagulls have apparently been a bit too extra while hanging out in and around Scotland. I mean, they usually dive down and try and snatch our food at beaches, if not looking for fish. But the birds have gotten so aggressive in Scotland, Sky News is reporting politicians there say locals have been attacked and left scared and traumatized. Their words. And they point to 7 kids who were attacked by seagulls 1 month last year when one girl was left with gashes on her scalp with blood running down her face. And this is why Scottish politicians are calling for a nationwide seagull summit. It's that bad. And not for the birds to meet. No, they've apparently done enough of that in Scotland. Now, the political leaders, they want this summit to be about ways to deal with what they call a growing nuisance. And they say these mean flocks of seagulls are a concern for businesses and tourists along the harbor in Eyemouth, for instance. A grandma in Sittingbourne, England, was doing what grands do, spoiling her grandson, when Kent Online News is reporting she gave the 5-month-old a rattler toy she bought online through retailer Shein. Her daughter-in-law, though, called her the next day saying, "It looks like someone's long white fingernail is stuck inside the rattler toy's clear plastic body, in which little rattling balls make all the sounds outside of that fingernail." So the Kent Online News site is reporting they got in touch with Shein about this fingernail in the toy and says the retailer first offered to fix this with a refund and points, but said they just wanted Shein to get the toy maker to make sure no more fingernails end up inside their baby rattlers. Now in Japan, people can now get paid 5,000 yen, or about $34, every time they drop a dookie in the toilet. But only if the poop is good enough. Seriously, Sora News 24 is reporting Japanese pharmaceutical company Medigen Therapeutics opened a new stool donation facility. And it's not as much about the boo-boo itself as opposed to the intestinal and gut bacteria they can get out of the poo. But the thing is, Medigen researchers say only 5 to 10% of people will drop deuces that will be good enough to use and get paid for. Yeah, they want high-quality boo-boos. So Sora News' story on this said Medigen has a thorough screening process to make sure only the best turds plop down into their special donation toilets. Yeah, folks have to be in good health between ages 18 to 65 and will have to apply online to boo-boo for money. Time for another break. Well, not enough time for number 2. We'll be back in a moment.
Have you been arrested for throwing a freak-off party?
Or for being video recorded relieving yourself on a teen girl in bed? The law firm of McCracken and Butts is the team for you.
Call McCracken and Butts at 212-555-5555. That's 212-5...
What's up with what's going down, though?
Yeah, because parents have been video recorded for years now around the country fighting inside Chuck E. Cheese restaurants, over somebody playing a game too many times in a row or just taking too long while others wait. So what could possibly go wrong with the Chuck E. Cheese franchise announcing last week that the first 10 Chuck's arcades just opened in malls around the U.S. for grown-ups with old classic games like Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Frogger, Defender, mixed in with newer ones like Halo and Connect 4 Hoops. Air hockey tables are there too, and their animatronic characters will still be on stage for some reason, not performing, just standing still, watching. Not creepy. Now, the company's website, chuckecheese.com, posted the news release on this, which said grown players can also win prizes at Chuck's Arcade.
Keep talking about Dina's husband.
So stumble onto Stumble and stumble into love.
Are you telling these guys to watch Real Housewives? They keep asking about Dinah's husband. No!
Boys and my girl with that harassment, slap happy thing. You better get you a woman if you wanna be a man. Slap happy thing, I'm real. I'm a real man, baby, better get with the plan. Slap happy thing, I'm real. I'm a real man, baby, better get with the plan. Slap.
That's a wrap for another Real Pod newscast. Thanks as always for listening, and please let others know about the show if podcasts come up. Also, my 90s looking website has some background info in there, credits to most of the voices who've pitched in on different aspects. Have to actually update that after the last parody ads. Speaking of parody ads, hey, time to make some more of those too. Let me get to work on that. Have a great rest of the week. Back on Friday.
This has been the Real Pod Newscast with Levon Putney from Show Enough Productions. And for more, hit up the website, realpodnewscast.com. That's real with 2 E's. This is Big Daddy Marty Allen. Thanks for listening.
News 6 Orlando is reporting somebody out for a morning walk. Damn it. Show enough.